Hey, what's up guys? John here. We've all seen the famous video where they say that you'll not own anything and you're going to be really happy about it. Well, it started off, people started laughing, saying it's ridiculous, not believing it. But then now the mainstream media is doing just what they said. They're pushing this agenda with propaganda saying that you don't need to own a home. You don't need to own real estate. Bloomberg came out with this article yesterday, and it says America should become a nation of renters. And in this video, I'm going to break down and really expose the propaganda that the mainstream media is really just spitting out to us right now, because this is insanity. What they're trying to do to this beautiful, once beautiful country is sinister. It's wrong. And we should all be aware of what they're trying to do so we can share the truth and really wake people up as to the erosion that they're trying to draw on America right now. So please smash that like button. When you do, you're telling YouTube to share this content. And the more people that see it, the more people become awake as to what's really going on. So please hit that like button. Let's begin. So America should become a nation of renters. The very features that made houses an affordable and stable investment are coming to an end. Real estate prices are stoking fears that homeownership, long considered a core component to America's dream, is slipping out of the reach for low and moderate income Americans. That may so be, but a nation of renters is not something to fear. In fact, it's the opposite. The numbers paint a stark picture. After peaking at 69% in 2004, the homeownership rate fell every year until 2016, when it was just 64.3%. Its lowest level since the Census Bureau started keeping track in 1984. The rate rebounded in Donald Trump's presidency, hitting 66% in 2020. But that trend is likely to be arrested by a housing market that is desperately short on supply and seeing month-over-month price increases greater than they were frenzied market of 2006. This process is painful, but it's not all bad. Slowly but surely, most Americans' single biggest asset, their home, is becoming more liquid, calling it the liquefaction of America's housing market. Even in the best markets, single-family homes have historically been an extremely liquid asset. Appraisals have to be made on individual bases, and mispriced homes can sit on the market for months waiting for a potential buyer, only for that buyer's financing to fall through. Liquid assets like publicly traded stocks and corporate bonds earn what's known as liquidity premium. Their market price is mainly times the dividend or coupon that investors get from holding them. The more liquid an asset, the higher the premium goes. On the flip side, those same high-flying stocks and bonds can see their prices collapse when investors get spooked and withdraw their cash from the market. Houses have typically traded with very little liquidity premium. That meant a relatively low purchase price compared to what it would have cost to rent, the equivalent of the dividend from the housing investment, and stable prices over time. These two factors made houses a good investment for moderate income families who often lack the cash and the risk tolerance for market investments. As investments went, single-family homes were cheap and slowly grew in value in both good and bad times. In the early 21st century, automated appraisals and mortgage underwriting became the change that, combined with the repackaging of subprime loans into presumably safer CDOs, they created a far more liquid market for houses. In response, housing prices soared and became more sensitive to the vagaries of the markets. When investors pulled out of CDOs, buyers' financing dried up and the whole housing market crashed. It may have seemed at the time like a failed experiment, but financialization had changed the housing market forever. Houses are now far more prone to be priced high relative to rents and to see their prices fluctuate with the market. The very features that made the home buying an affordable and stable investment are coming to an end. But the liquidity that made houses a safe investment are also America's less dynamic and mobile. In coastal markets, a strong demand for houses, market's force would normally have led to the replacement of single-family homes with duplexes and apartments, but existing homeowners are reluctant to agree to development with unknown effects on the value of their most precious investments. The result is less development and sky-high rents for any residents not lucky enough to own their own home. As institutional investors increasingly enter the housing market, however, the incentives begin to shift. Large investors can expand and redevelop their properties themselves because the benefit from a greater number of overall tenants, even if rents themselves dip. So basically, they want to turn, if you've been to Hong Kong, if you've been to some major cities in Asia, you'll start to see a high level of density in a lot of these markets. Meanwhile, the increased availability of rental properties could benefit homeowners in declining areas of the country. They frequently cannot move to more prosperous areas because they can't sell their homes for nearly enough to buy a new place somewhere else. In an economy with far more rentals, however, they can afford to try a new place for a few years without the commitment of a mortgage or down payment. So this is their way of combating inequality. You'll be able to move somewhere. You'll be able to move to a better area, and there will be no barriers of entry. A nation of renters could lead to a world where location decisions are driven far more by personal preferences and life cycle demands. Younger workers might prefer the excitement of the city. A couple just starting a family could reunite with their parents or siblings in a small town. The US is not quite there yet, and not just because too many people are chasing too few apartments. To see the US as a nation of renters requires a revision of America's dream of home ownership. This country was always more about new frontiers than comfortable settlements anyway. They're going to continue to push this agenda that people don't need to own homes. And then on the flip side, you'll see the billionaires run out there saying that they do need to own homes. Jeff Bezos himself just invested in a company that invests exclusively in single-family homes. It's called Arrived Homes. He just gave $37 million in equity, and their whole goal is to basically go out there and secure as many single-family homes as possible. So what they're saying is that they want to redevelop these properties and turn them into either rentals or duplexes or triplexes and extract as much liquidity from these properties at once, and that investors should invest with them in doing so that they can receive a small dividend check in response for them to seize the American dream, which is home ownership. So we have to look at how the world's going to likely change, because some people will see not owning a home and renting a property and renting from one of these conglomerates as a more mobile way to live, and you can move around and you're not tied down to a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and life would be better. Some people would see it that way. But I feel like most of the people that are watching this channel know that this is nothing except propaganda, and the best thing is to own your own home or own a rental property, own your own land, so that you will not be forced to live in that new world. Like, look at Facebook advertising, for example. Look how much advertising cost in 2012, 2013 to run advertising for your business on those platforms. Well, now look how much it cost. What do you think will happen when those very players are now entering the housing market? Rents and the cost of living is going to get out of control. So never let these people become your landlord. Own a property, own a rental property at whatever means necessary. Get it done. It's going to be challenging in this market. I agree, but make sure you get it done and make sure your housing costs are fixed, because you don't want a situation to where your rent is going up 3, 4, 5, 6% a year, and now you're living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 people. I'm not going to rule that out as something that won't happen, because I think these people will do whatever they can do to make that a reality for the middle America, really just middle America. So what are your thoughts about how they are reshaping the landscape of home ownership in America? Drop your comments below. What are your thoughts on this article? And this is just crazy to me. I would have never believed this 2 years ago, but here we are, and I think that this is only going to become more relevant and more known as the months go on. So drop your comments below, smash the like button, consider subscribing here, and also consider subscribing to my second channel, my personal channel. All right, guys, see you in the next video. If you've enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the real world of real estate investing, make sure to check out my gold standard program, Cash Flow Burner Blueprint, by clicking the link in the description below this video. We're currently living in very difficult times. I personally believe these are some of the hardest times that we've ever lived in. We are losing, in many cases, our families, our businesses, our jobs, our sense of security. All this is at threat right now. And it's all thanks to the draconian shutdowns that we're all faced to live under. It's times like these that we can see the value in having more than one stream of income. This is certainly not an unattainable goal or something reserved for only a select few. It is the achievement through education and hard work. Now is the time to be relying on multiple streams of income and not just Big Brother. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you think that your pension is going to cover your retirement, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Don't wait until misfortune knocks at your door. Be proactive and create more security for yourself and your family. One of the best ways you can earn a side hustle today is through real estate investing, something that I've been involved in for over a decade. The strategy is to invest in multifamily homes and live off of rental income through your tenants. These are some of the homes and apartments I currently own and I'm renting out. In my cash flow and blueprint, I'll teach you the ins and outs to real estate investing. You'll learn everything about recession-proof investing, real estate versus stocks, different types of real estate investing, how to appraise your own deals so you're not leaning on a third party to tell you what something is worth, out-of-state investing, maximizing your profits, and minimizing your expenses, improving your credit score, different types of loans and which one best fits you and your deal, selecting the right mortgage broker, finding the best deal, lease agreements, and how to find great tenants, and many, many more topics. This is my gold standard program, and in it I put together 1 decade's worth of experience and millions of dollars that I've invested, saving you the time and the money to learn the lessons that I had to learn. To learn more, click the link in the description below this video.